Hey guys, welcome back. I am coming on to do my very first layout for Shimmerz Design Team 2023. We have got a fab design team, which is actually what my photo is going to be comprised of, is the design team photo that came out. But let me show you the color kits. So I'm going to start with the stencil, not the stencil, the cut file. It reads Magical New Beginnings, and I like that it has these two different fonts, and I have a plan for the paper down here. Then we do also have dots. We've got a nice navy with a nice mauvey pinky paint squishy thing. So descriptive. Though 2023 and start today. So absolutely great for January. Then what we have, so my first paint, it is called Burst My Bubble, which is the cutest name. It's a brand new color, and I have it sprayed right here. It's nice and subtle and pinky and gorgeous. The next one I have, it's called Rose Colored Glasses, and it is an Inklings, so you're gonna get so much shine. I love that. It's right here. And the Inklings, you just add a little bit of water to it, maybe 30 seconds before you want to use it, and it will be ready when you are. Then my next three colors are all shimmers, so the liquid is already in there. I have the color called Coal, and when it dries, it's this color right here. So we've got just a perfect bit of shimmer and shine to it. The next one I have, it is called In the Navy, which is a new color as well. Oh, rose colored glasses is new too. So in this kit, In the Navy, rose colored glasses, and Burst My Bubble are all new. Okay, the In the Navy color is a very nice deep navy, and you can see what it looks like dry here. I always like to give myself a swatch when I'm using mixed media products, like, just when I'm about to use them. It makes sense to me. And then finally, we have Silver Bells, which has this really gorgeous amount of shiny, glittery goodness. And in our little container, that's what it looks like. It's so, so pretty. So what I thought I would do is I think I'm going to go ahead and leave my cut file white, which not that big of a deal, but hey, I thought I'd see how it goes. Who knows? It may change once I start designing. And then what I want to do, I should go lightest to darkest because my water is going to get good and dirty. I'm going to just paint some lines on the bottom of this because what I'm going to do is I want to use my paints as to make some different colored paper. And I'll show you what I mean. So once I get it painted and dried, I'm going to go ahead and use this to tear and layer in with some pattern papers. No idea why. It occurred to me last night to do this. So I'm like, okay, well, the idea is there. Why not? I never mind if I get some paint on my mat. It just washes. And if it doesn't, if it stains a little bit, it doesn't affect how it cuts the next time. So does not matter to me. So pretty much what I'm going to do is paint 5 handy dandy little lines on here. So I'll have something to tear. So I'll probably do some controlled tearing with a ruler because I'm not going to have a ton of leeway with this whole situation. Let me get this color here. All right, so the first one I used was Silver Bells. Secondly, I'm going to go in with Burst My Bubble. I'm thinking I need to get a little bit of a smaller paintbrush because I'm going to go right into my paint, right into the bottle, and just use it like a gorgeous watercolor and just go for it. So not super exciting, but this is what I have planned to create my own custom paper. I thought it would be fun. And then I have a kit that I'm going to use. It was a kit from last year from the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. And it matched the colors the kit did. Actually, at least the piece of paper that I could see on the front of the kit from Pretty Little Studio. It matched the colors in this kit so nicely. I was like, okay. Saw it, thought I'd go for it, and I have it on hand. So how great is that? Now, if I feel that this isn't pigmented enough, I can always go in a little bit more. I'm not trying to be super, super uniform with it because when I do try that, it doesn't work anyway. So I thought I would just kind of go for it, get it painted on, let it flow pretty darn naturally. And once I get the other three on here, I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm painting on my very last color. This is the color called Coal. It is such a nice inky black, but it also, of course, has that little bit of shimmer to make it not flat, which is going to make me like it that much more. I'm having my colors kind of run into each other just because I need to use up all of this space. Now I'm painting directly on the mat because it holds it down a bit. I didn't gesso it or anything like that. I don't mind some warping. I'm going to be tearing this up anyway. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just go for it. And we'll see how it turns out. Now, this is going to have to dry for a hot minute. I'm not going to hit it with a heat gun because that will make it warp just a little bit more. But let's take a look at this. We can see how they look when they're drying. Look at the shimmery, happy goodness already. And of course, this is super wet. This is almost dry up top. And I'm going to get so much flashy flash. I love it. All right, I'm going to let this dry and I'll come back. Alrighty, so I just popped out my cut file and I think I like it as is. I was going back and forth whether or not I wanted to paint the little inner letter bits. I was deciding if I was going to spritz them with Burst My Bubble, but I like the clean white. That, you know what, next month it'll change. Who knows? That's fine. So my goal is this gorgeous dusty blue paper here. It's from Bo Bunny. It was Joyful Christmas, 12-inch Joyful Christmas decorations. So my idea is that I really want the title to show up, correct. So why don't I go ahead and just give it a nice little tear towards me, starting right here so I can have some of that white core. And I just want this paper to be wide enough that my title will all be super visible. Because if I have it on this paper here from Pretty Little Studio, it's going to disappear a lot more. And I don't want it to disappear. So then this piece down here can just get torn right about here. And I'm going to mount it on this piece. It's from Pretty Little Studio. Look at Frosty Go. I think it's really cute, from the Frosty collection. Look at how cute the little snowmen are on that. It's so cute. I've had 2 pieces of that piece of paper, so I feel like I can use the B side and be pretty darn happy with it. So if I have this, I've got my gorgeous title. And I think I'm just going to tack it down in a few places so it pops up just a little bit. Let me go ahead and cut off my branding strip because I do not need that. Now, normally I have a lot more white on my mixed media layouts going, but hey, it's a new day. It just feels like going this way. So we have this. I think I'll get rid of this peak. You know, you can always mess with your tears a little bit. Get rid of the, like, those little funny bits. And I'm going to curl it up anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to have that. Great. Now, what we talked about with my, where'd I put it? My painted bits. These are almost dry. Like, you can kind of feel a little dampness, but not damp. What I want to do is go ahead and just grab a picker ruler. And I think kind of where the lines are, it's not going to be perfect. I don't need it to be perfect. I'm going to go ahead and tear them. Now, I'm going to have to get some better tear lines on my black one, but that's all right. The rest will tear really nicely. See how I have that nice line? And I'm going to do the same technique and just tear them towards me so that they look good and scuffy. See how it has like a nice little bit of scuffy scuff, and I'm going to be able to layer them behind my pattern papers, which is the master plan. So making sure that these little fellas have some nice white tear lines and that we can see all of these different paint colors, which is the whole point. All right, let me get these torn out. Like on this side that it doesn't have a good scuff, I'll go ahead and scuff it up and then we'll put it together. Okie dokie artichoke. So I have this on here. I like the way it looks floating. I don't know why that's such a big deal. All right, so I know I want some darker ones on the top and the bottom. This is too similar. I need something in between. Then I've got, ooh, maybe this nice lighter pink right here. I also have some other scraps from this kit that I had that I might want to put in between because that might be fun. I haven't scrapbooked in like a week and a half. So I feel like using every one of the things right now. I'm in one of those situations. And yes, I know it's a hot mess, but I'm getting an idea of my layering. Oh, and I still have, ooh, this is pretty. I still have my really pretty light color. And I think I'm going to put that right here. This can go under here. You know what? I am yippee skippy with this. 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom. So I have my nice little odd number that I like. And what I'm going to do is get them all attached down, and then I'm going to bend them up and tear them up even more. I think that'll be great. And before, anybody goes, oh my gosh, she didn't put the little things in where the A's and the B's go. I'll put those in once I get these pieces popped down. Now, my photo. Should probably find a space for that before we get too far. I don't want to squish Jen on that. So maybe this should be, I don't know, guys. Where do you guys think we should put the photo? I need to faff around a bit with that because it's a pretty good size. It's around a 4x4. I could do it kind of like so. I think I'll do it kind of like so, where that's in the very center. Okay, let me get all these pieces down and we will regroup. So I've got these bits on here, and then I looked at my kit and I have some trim. So I want to use it. Let's see what we can do. I've got a little bit of this creamy leafy bit. I'll use that. Like this dramatic black. Maybe I can pop that in. Ooh, let me put this blue in. And I've got some red line tape, so I will just figure something out. So maybe this along the top or this here? This here? This here? My concern with this one is it's got this really good bumpity bump on it. See, I don't like the black with the black. Nope. Anywho, I'm going to discuss where to add all of this trim with myself for yet more layers in between my layers, because clearly I do not have enough. Ooh, I do like that little bit of texture that I'm getting from the textile, so I'm going to pop those on. I still want to map my photo in some way. We'll get the cut file on. I'll be back. And of course, I want to do some splatty bits in the areas, and I'm thinking of going pretty hard with this Inklings and rose-colored glasses because the shine on it is crazy good. Okay, let me grab it, or let me pop these in. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm going to faff around with this quite a bit. I went ahead and cut out 3 cute little frames from a pretty little studio pattern paper. I'm tucking them around my photo. I will go ahead and pop the pink one on the left up on a little bit of dimensional foam goo because, as well as that little yellow one, I've got a lot of dimension with those torn strips as well as the trims that I tucked into my layers. So we have to pop them up just a little bit so they don't just totally squish down in a page protector. So I will also go ahead and put all 3 of my dots up on those frames around my photo. It brings your eye totally right into the picture, which is the important part here. Although I do love the whole artsy part of creating these layouts, I have to remember that my photos need us to totally focus on them. So that's what we have there. So I'm going ahead and doing a good amount of scuffing with my layers on the bottom as well. I love the shadow I get, and you can see a little bit of the paper beneath your layers when you do that as well. So I want to see all of the patterns all of the time. So as things go, this layout is complete, but I'm going to go around and see what little bits and pieces I can find from the ephemera pack from this kit. Those are also pretty little studio pieces, and there's lots of pretty patterns and little critters and cute little things that will kind of enhance the circle vibe that I have going. What else to tell you guys? Oh, before I forget again, When you guys place your next order with Shimmerz paints, go ahead and pop my name in the comment section to score yourself a little freebie. That's always fun to see what goodie you have. And no matter what, you'll love the freebie. Their paints are so much fun. You've got all kinds of different textures with them and finishes from just pearly to super glittery, all of that good stuff. So kind of like to use them all together at the same time. All right, so this is where I want to go in and use my little mixed media box here and add a few little splatty bits so I can bring the background to the foreground just a little bit. I think it adds so much. And then again, I am absolutely pro splatty bit. And this particular one, it's when it dries, I've got just a little bit of a mounded dimension where all of the little droplets fall. So it's a keeper, absolutely. So I'm gonna fight with it a little bit because I'm trying to kind of guide where my little splatty bits end up. And there we go. I have lots of splatty bits in all of those gorgeous colors. I love that some got on my cut file. You get to see some dimension and shiny bits and texture and all of that. So here are a few close-ups of my project. I will have links down below for the website, the blog, and the Facebook group. So hopefully you will pop over to all three of those websites to get a little bit of inspiration from all of us. All right, that's it. Bye for now, friends. Be back ever so soon.